Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a special guest with us via Zoom. We're more than excited to have him on and get to talk about some stories of where he's at today. Rudy, how about you? Give him a warm welcome.
I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm gonna let the man do that himself. So, Mr. Man, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Hunter High. I am a baseball player here at the University of Tennessee. I'm a sophomore this year. Older brother is a Freed Hardeman alum. Was on the podcast last year. Had some good content. Really enjoyed that one, but really excited to be on. Thank you for having me. So,
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I think you forgot something in that title.
national championship winning team.
There you go. There you go. How'd that feel?
Unreal. Unreal. There's not really a lot of words to describe it. Just like a really, really fun time. Build up of a lot of little goals, and to obviously the main goal of a team is to win the championship. But it was awesome. Did it with some great guys, great friends, friendships I'll have for the rest of my life. So yeah.
I wanted to ask from the College World Series to the SEC tournament, is it true that the SEC tournament is louder than the College World Series?
Yes. So we actually had this conversation the other day in our team meeting about how even some of the SEC series at the opposing stadiums, like such as Kentucky and um, like Alabama, were louder than say Omaha, just because of how close the fans are to the field. And specifically in Hoover, there's about 12,000 seats, 13,000 seats, something like that. So not as many as in Omaha, but it is like right on top of you. And um, just having that like proximity to the fans is insane with how loud they can get. And obviously you can imagine like there's so many chirps and stuff like that going on. And like our field is insanely close to the field of play. And so you have dudes that play in third base and first base that are just getting chirped by our fans, and same at places like Vanderbilt and Kentucky. They're hearing it from the fans. But yeah, I'd say SEC tournament was crazy loud, especially the championship game we played LSU, because they had probably 9,000 of the 13,000 fans there. I mean, their fans were nuts. But yeah, it was awesome.
Heck yeah, man.
Where are you at right now? Like, are you living off campus, on campus?
Yeah, I'm living off campus right now. All the baseball guys live in this apartment complex. My roommate, we live in two bath apartments. So my roommate is Colby Backus. He's a senior here. But yeah, off campus, it's just right across the bridge from Neyland. So whenever I go out to my car in the mornings, you can actually like see Neyland like from the apartment, like from the parking lot. And also like when I get back from practice, a lot of times it'll be close to the sunset, and the sunset's like right there, right over Neyland, and it's awesome. I've got a few pictures. It's really sick.
I'm about to say, yeah, I bet that don't get old.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What if you had to give us 3 words, just 3, because I know there's probably so many things you could say. Let's just get 3 words describing Tony Vitello. 3 words only. It can be each individual. It could be a sentence, short sentence, whatever you want.
I think number one, and this would be probably the main one, would be competitive. Literally everything he does is a competition, whether it's coaching against the other coach, obviously winning the games. He wants to win, but he wants to do everything, whether that's preparation, coaching, making decisions in the game, who to put in, stuff like that. He wants to like beat the other team, and like literally everything he does, he's a competition driven guy, and it's just that's the forefront of like the culture that he's built here. I would say, yeah, competition is number one, competitive number one. Number two, energetic, I guess, would go alongside with that, but he brings energy like every day, like he's himself every day, and he just like brings energy to the team. A lot of times the competitive edge comes from the skipper, and it kind of comes down from him a little bit. and kind of sets the tone, I guess, of the program. And just after that, he lets the players, set the tone themselves. But really, the foundation of like the program comes from him, I guess, and the energy from the players comes from him. And then third, I would just say genuine. He's a really great guy. He loves his staff. He loves his players. He would do anything for us. And he's shown that multiple times with off the field stuff and just he'll sit down and have genuine conversations with people, when they're going through stuff. And it's not always perform, perform, perform. It's a relationship driven culture. And yeah, just I would say genuine would be that third one.
So you could, do anything for the guys. You could give him a call right now and maybe put him on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's doing right now, but yeah.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
Well, speaking on him, what was it like coming out of high school, like your recruiting process with Tennessee, and like, well, I mean, was it, when you were a sophomore, was it, oh man, if I just get this one offer, that's it, closed doors, or like how to explain how that went?
So I was a late recruit, like I guess respectively compared to like what it's at today, because it's crazy, kids are committing in eighth grade and freshman year and stuff like that. But so I really hadn't grown into my body even like the beginning of my sophomore year. And so going into my sophomore season, I really didn't have any interest at all. Going into the spring, gained a little bit of weight in football my sophomore fall, and that kind of contributed to me kind of growing into my body a little bit. But had a good spring. I mean, don't really remember my stats, but hit pretty good. Fielded pretty good. Played second base. Had a really good summer with my travel team, and then at the end of the summer, played pretty good at WWBA, and I got invited to the Futures Games, the PBR Futures Games down in Atlanta. And I would say that was probably the biggest turning point in my recruiting because, I mean, that place is a zoo. If you've ever seen those videos, like there's hundreds of college coaches, hundreds of scouts at those games. And me and my dad go down there. My mom and my brother came later, but there's a showcase, and then you play three games and like your pool. So our pool is like, I think it's Mississippi, or not Mississippi, it's Kentucky, Alabama, and yeah, Mississippi. And so we played those three teams, and uh, I mean, obviously it's like a showcase type game, so there's lots of dudes on the team. So you don't get five at bats a game, you get two, maybe three. And first game, we're playing against Alabama, and actually it's my good buddy now, Jason Norton. He went to Mississippi State, now he's at Southern Miss. But first pitch, I hit a backside homer off of him at the Futures Games, and Coach V was at that game. And I don't know if that like sparked their interest or whatever, but after that game, the next game, like I think right after that, so you play a game and then you have a day off and then you play a game or whatever. Next game, I had a backside triple off of Team Kentucky, and on the way back home from there, we're driving back home to Nashville, and he called me and was like, really like the backside approach, and just the way you look in the box and stuff like that. I talked to him a good bit for the next probably week or so, and out eating with my buddies one day, and I mean, diehard Tennessee fan growing up. I bleed orange. Me and my mom bleed orange, and I got a call from him, and he offered me, and I think I committed that day. It was a dream come true. Didn't I mean I had a few at that point I had a few mid-major interests, but nothing crazy. And when they offered, I was like, this is the spot for me. But yeah, I committed a week before my junior year started of high school, so a little bit later, but wouldn't change it for anything. It was awesome.
So what happened there with Houston? Why does he say roll tide?
Yeah.
I really don't know. So my grandma grew up in Birmingham on my dad's side, and so my dad grew up Alabama fan. Him and his two brothers grew up Alabama fans. their whole family was Alabama fans, and my mom grew up in a place called Husburg, Tennessee. It's really small. Her and her family were all Tennessee fans, and so um, I guess she got me, and my dad got Houston. So I don't know. It just split house all growing up. Third Saturday in October, and we're always getting beat. It was not a good game to watch. There were a few times where I was like, I don't want to watch this because I didn't want him to be rubbing that into my face. But
Hey, shout out Brent and Emily High. They're goats for real.
Good people.
They've done a lot of things for us here. Back to baseball, like with winning the national championship as a freshman, like I feel like that's going to be a challenge of what am I going to do every day to try to get back there? Or you're getting that success so early. What's going to talk me through your mindset going through these next 3 years?
so really the mindset for the team has been, I mean, even last year, the mindset was just get better every day, make the most of your opportunities. And um, I mean, they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So really the mindset this fall so far has been focus on the little things, get better every day, um, control the controllables, just baby step it. And then scrimmages start this next week. So once that starts, just focusing on the little things, making the easy plays, backing up the bases, things like that. And then, it snowballs over time. You start gelling as a team, and you start winning games, and you're working your way up to, winning series and winning the regular season and wanting to win the SEC tournament, national championship, stuff like that. But I would say, yeah, that mindset is pretty much the same as it was last year, and just trying to focus on keeping things simple when they don't need to be, you know, crazy or anything, but just focusing on being who we are as a team and keeping our culture alive and loving on each other and playing for each other. It's a real special culture, I think. A lot of places don't have cultures like this.
Definitely.
So, talking about the team and everything, you're like are you utility? Or are you infield or outfield? I can't remember.
So I started last year. I started off at playing second and third, and then about a month, maybe 2 weeks into the season, they said, "Hey, we want you to start getting reps in the outfield." I'd played some outfield in the fall, but nothing really serious. It was like, "Hey, just get some extra reps out there." So I kind of made the switch to primarily outfield in about March last year, and since then I'm primarily outfield. And this summer I got some work at first base and third. So I've been working in at first some recently. So we'll see how that goes this fall. But right now, primarily I'm corner outfield and a little bit of first base working on it. So just seeing what, keeping the doors open all over the field. It's going to get you on the field easier. So
Absolutely.
Going, let's talk about going on the road a little bit. What would be the hardest stadium y'all played at? What was the loudest? What chants were the most annoying?
yeah, so it's actually kind of crazy because I think 3 of our 4 of our road series, we set the other team's attendance record like ever this year. Um, Bama, Kentucky, and Auburn. I think there might have been one more. All set their attendance all-time record against when we came into town, and so there was more fans there than there had ever been, and just insanely loud. For I think one that stands out to me, which going in there we didn't expect this at all because Kentucky historically has not really had like I don't want to like, rile anything up, but I would say they don't have like the craziest fan base when it comes to baseball. They have diehard football and basketball fans, but um, until recently they haven't really had a baseball like fan culture. And we show up there game one, and they sell out the stadium and some, and it's a tie game in like the seventh or something, and they take the lead, and that's the loudest that I've ever been in front of a crowd before. It was unreal. They probably had 7, 8,000, but it felt like 20. And just I don't know what happened, what was in the water that night, but for yeah, that was probably the loudest we played at was Kentucky game one, and then game three, because that was a really back and forth game. SEMO had those three homers. They had dudes hitting homers too. I think Waldschmidt hit a homer, take the lead there, but those two games were probably the loudest we played at. And then probably most annoying would be Alabama playing at Bama. Those fans and like they have seats on top of the dugout, and so you've got dudes standing up, yelling straight down into the dugout, standing literally right above us. Dudes yelling at us all game, and that was the only series we lost all year. So that might be why I would say that was probably the most annoying series. But yeah, I mean, other than that, Florida was awesome. Stadium was awesome. But the fans, it was raining all weekend, so there wasn't really a whole lot of fans there. But yeah, Kentucky and Bama, those two stick out to me.
Um, Tell me why. I know you're talking about the culture, but like, what are some things that like Vitello would like he preaches to y'all? I know you said do the little things, but like, is there things y'all do as a team that help y'all come together a little closer?
Um, so really, I think the best thing about it is like nothing's forced on us. It's really like you get out of it what you put in. And so last year, really the whole thing was just be a good teammate. If you're a good teammate, people want you around and they want to win for you, not just themselves. And so a lot of that comes from, team hangouts, watching football games together, going to football games together, going out to dinner, stuff like that. That's not necessarily built on the field, but it like translates to the field. Um, yeah, I mean, that's probably the biggest um, building block of the culture is just be a good teammate. We've got dudes that he talks about all the time. Um, that if you are a good teammate, you're gonna be remembered. Dudes like Max Ferguson, Jake Rucker, Trey Lipscomb, Charlie Taylor, dudes like that. They talk about they're welcome back anytime because they're such a good teammate and they help build the culture. And dudes like that you want to win with and win for. I would say that's probably the main aspect of that culture building block.
Speaking on team and teammates, was there anybody that kind of like took you under the wing? Showed you, just the way like on and off the field.
So it's kind of weird because like I'm a sophomore. I'm an older sophomore, so like I'm not too much younger than some of these guys, but just like their presence was really helpful. So early in the fall, Cannon Peebles was really helpful with just I guess slowing me down and like talking me through. Just there's no reason to be sped up and just helping me settle in. And then early in the fall and even in the spring, like I talked about earlier, I took a lot of work at second base, and so SEMO was a really good. I guess you could say role model with helping me learn the game and the mental approach to a lot of stuff, and just um, yeah, I'd say mental approach and like hitting and just finding my own routine and stuff like that. And then in the outfield, all three outfielders really last year, Dill, KT, and Hunt, all were really good role models for me. And because I'm not very experienced in the outfield, or at least I wasn't last year, and just them taking me under their wing um, was really helpful, and just spending a lot of time with those guys because you spend a lot of time with your position group, and so um, even going to hit with them. Like I remember earlier in the fall last year, hitting in the cage off the spin ball with KT for 45 minutes every night, working on hitting pitch mixes, changeups away, fastballs with rides, stuff like that. Just being together and going through things together, it just helps you, grow closer. And just guys like that were awesome. And then Charlie Taylor, like I mentioned, he was like the team role model for everybody. You could be Billy Amick or Simo, and Chuck's gonna be, like your role model because he's just such a great guy and such a great teammate. Just really inspires you to, play for each other and stuff like that. It's awesome.
I got you, man. What would be the biggest difference going from high school straight to the SEC? Like, what jumped to your mind, and what did your eyes see? Like, what was it? The pitching? Was it, how players carry themselves? You know, I mean, hitters. Like, what'd you see?
I would say probably the biggest difference would be, I mean, obviously pitching guys throw harder, but I would say the biggest difference for me and for a lot of guys is the mental aspect of it. Going from, being like the guy at your high school, like everybody pretty much is that plays in SEC. Um, just as a hitter, having an approach and sticking to your approach is really difficult, especially when you've got dudes throwing 98 with 20 inches of sink. You're just like, man, like I don't know if I can do this. Um, just having that mental approach of I know what I can do, I'm going to stick to it, is really important, and that's probably the biggest jump that a lot of guys have to make. And um, if you don't make that jump, you're not going to perform. And so, yeah, I would say the mental aspect of it is just crazy. And same way with pitching too. Like in high school, you just throw as hard as you can and throw the slider, try to strike dudes out. But you've got dudes in SEC that are working through the at bat, like thinking of what they're going to throw next and knowing where their ball's going and really throwing stuff with conviction and stuff like that. Um, just yeah, I would say probably the mental aspect is the biggest jump from high school to college.
Yeah. Um, Man, I mean, 98. Have you seen 98?
I've seen 101. That's the hardest I've seen. So actually my first at bat getting back from Christmas break. So I took Christmas break at bats at Lipscomb off of a few guys, but not 101. And so I get up there for my first at bat. It's freezing cold, probably like 30 degrees, 28 degrees, something like that. And I get in the box as a lefty, and Snead is on the mound and he throws a heavy sinker. And so first pitch I see is coming right at my rib cage. And I was like, this is gonna drill me right in the rib cage. And it sinks right into the heart of the plate. And I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even see that. Um, at bat went pretty poorly, I will admit. Went back after practice to go watch the film of it and the TrackMan, and it was 3 100 was a four pitch at bat, but 3 101 mile an hour sinkers front door with 22. One of them had 22 inches of horizontal break, so it was moving almost 2 feet at 101, and that was when I was like, this guy's different. Like this is unreal.
That is insane, dude.
I don't even know if I could see it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, 101 is different. 101 is different.
I'm a believer in um, like you are the environment you train in. So I feel like for you, as you get older, you're obviously going to see great pitching just over and over and over again, and you're gonna mold right into it and be great. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I'd say the competition is what makes our program so good is like you've got dudes like Snead throwing in the fall, and you've got Marcus Phillips who's also throwing 98 with 20 inches of sink, and you've got Beam throwing the ball wherever he wants, change ups, dotting on the corner, sliders, cutters, whatever. Um, and even Xander, like Xander was out there and he's not throwing but 86 in the fall, but he's competing and dotting up and stuff like that. But it makes you compete in the fall and it makes you a better player and in general and just competing. So yeah, having dudes like that push you is awesome.
What was your biggest welcome to the SEC moment? Like whether it was an at bat or a hard ground ball or whatever, you were like, "Yeah, I'm here. This is the real deal."
Um, I don't know. It's hard to pick. Um, that story I told you is one of them when I'm facing against Snead 101 in the fall. Because that was early on or in the winter. Um, and then I'd just probably say I'm playing second base and I'm shifted over, like really shallow right field, and KT Kavaris hit an absolute seed at me. It wasn't actually at me, but it was like 118 off the bat, something like that, pull side. And I was like, this dude is strong. And I was like, these dudes are grown men and they can hit these balls almost 120. But yeah, probably that. And SEMO had a few nutty home runs last fall. 115, 116, just and even their backside going like 108, 110, and you're like, this is insane. You've got dudes that are strong enough to put a ball 108 backside over the scoreboard. Yeah, I would say those are the biggest moments, stuff like that.
I've read a lot. Wanting to be a coach. I've just read a lot just on staffs, more or less in the SEC. And everywhere, all kinds of college ball. But I've read a lot on Elander. What do you have to say about Elander?
He's the GOAT. He's the greatest. He's so awesome to be around. He's a great coach, knows a lot of ball. But he's really he's a great guy, and he's one of those guys like I was talking about. You just want to play for him. Um, his biggest philosophy is he's not gonna, go hands on and like try to tweak everything because it's his way or the highway. He wants you to be able to figure things out and know what you're doing wrong and make your routine your own. And that's like the biggest thing that he preaches: make your routine your own. And obviously, he's going to help you when you need it and help you through the mental aspect of the game and what to sit on certain counts and what you're looking for on different guys on the mound and stuff like that. But um, he's awesome. Helps prepare you in every possible way you can think of before the games. And he's just he always talks about he's just a fan of us. Like he wants us to do well and give us the keys to the car and let us drive. And but yeah, he's awesome. Great guy.
Moving to some football. What's your prediction on the Vols this year?
Realistically, or a Tennessee bias fan,
I mean, give me realistic.
I think realistically they can go 10-2. 9-3 would be the floor. I think you lose at Georgia on the road, and then it's toss up Bama at home. I think those are the only two. I think they're going to go out to Oklahoma this week, and hopefully this doesn't age poorly, but I think they'll take care of business. Um, got some boys on the football team. Shout out KB and Edwin. But yeah, I would say they're really fun to watch. I mean, those dudes are humongous. Like seeing those guys in the cafeteria. Nico's every bit of 6'7".
I was about to say, you and Nico pretty tight or what?
No, I wish. I wish. No. Just said what up to him maybe once or twice, or just like, give him like the nod, something like that. But
The nod, the nod.
Man, it's so weird in the era of football where these guys are making millions. I don't really even know much about the baseball side. I'm pretty sure baseball's doing pretty well, too. But football, man, I mean, they're millions. Millions of dollars. It's crazy.
yeah, unreal. Unreal. Especially with that new was it the talent tax they're adding?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
They're gonna be making even more money.
I mean, are they going to deduct? Like, let's say if QB in the next 4 years comes in, or receiver, defensive end is just not playing to expectations. Is he going to get deducted, or are the fans going to get their money back? Like, how's that going to work?
Man, talk about Houston a little bit. We miss him so much. What was it like to have such a great role model like Houston, like the guy we know? Like, man, just so many good things about him. Like, how was that having a brother like him to, be be under and watch what he does and, try to emulate?
Yeah, so it was like it wasn't a weird age, but I was a freshman when he was a senior in high school. And so like when I was in like middle school, watching him go through all the high school stuff, just kind of like, I guess he was like introducing me to stuff like football and high school football and, high school baseball and stuff like that. And just, I guess seeing the way that he went about stuff was really cool to see. And um, I would say probably the coolest thing would be when we played together in my freshman year of high school. I mean, we only got to play like 3 games, but just being able to be on the same team. I think he hit fourth and I hit fifth.
Wow.
But yeah, so like I think my dad has a picture of he's hitting and I'm on the on deck circle or it's one or the other. But yeah, it was awesome having him on my team my freshman year and football my freshman year as well. Got close with a lot of guys in his class. And yeah, it was awesome. Driving to school together, driving to practice together. That was awesome. We had our fair share of disputes, but it
Oh,
was
I
awesome.
bet. I'm sure it wasn't just, smooth.
No, it wasn't. You know, brothers, especially when you've got one that's older by a good chunk, especially all grown up. But
Knowing him, he probably got the lightsabers out.
oh yeah, we had some the extendable lightsabers. We had plenty of fights with those over the years.
You give me Darth Vader vibes. Red lightsaber.
We did have a red one. We did have a red one. I think we had a red and a green, and we did have a purple. So that was the prized possession was the purple one.
I guess since we're in the high school days, you played football, right?
We did, yeah.
What was his name? Is it Dilfer? Is that his name? What was it like playing for him?
So my class was the only class that played for him all 4 years. Um, and he left after my senior year, but he was awesome. He's sort of like V in the sense that he's so competitive. And he's one of those guys that you want to play for. Um, but it was awesome. He really developed me specifically as like a person, as well as like an athlete. And he was really supportive of me playing baseball. And especially in the summers, like during summer workouts and stuff, he would, be very supportive of me going to camps and tournaments and stuff like that. So yeah, I accredit a lot of my um, recruiting and stuff like that to him through like weight room and stuff like that, but also him being super supportive. Obviously, played with some crazy good athletes that are playing big time college football now, and um, being alongside with all that talent and stuff is awesome. Just learning from different cultures and stuff, and people from out other states. Like my boy Hank Brown moved in from Illinois my junior year. Um, I had dudes coming from all over the country, all over the state, wanted to play for Coach Dilfer, and a lot of that wouldn't have been possible without him. So yeah, it's he changed the culture of Lipscomb and impacted the lives of a lot of guys throughout my career. So
And y'all won. How many state titles did y'all win?
we won 2 state championships. We lost my senior or my sophomore year. We got runner up in the state, and then we won state my junior and senior year. And my team, my senior year, was ranked 13th in the country on max preps. We went 14-0, and we're number 13. Um, and Hank Brown was our quarterback, the new quarterback at Auburn. Went down there this past weekend to go support him with all his family. He balled out, so but yeah.
Man, dude. Just a winner, bro. I mean,
Two-time state champion, natty champion. What's next?
I mean, I can't even win in ping pong today. I mean,
Yeah,
jeez.
I've definitely been blessed with some great teams and some great coaches that have allowed me to, I guess, be successful. So it's been awesome.
That is so cool, dude.
Uh, After we were, or what I was thinking about during our little halftime there, y'all are playing down the road here pretty soon. The Bullpen might have to take a trip to come see Hunter High and the Vols.
Well, there you go. October 25th, Sunday.
I don't think the tickets are out or anything, or I don't know if Mr. Hunter High can, just put us on the ball call or something. You know what I mean? Or.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be cool. Who do they play? I don't know.
Troy.
Troy. Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry, Troy. Just be real.
The line's at what? 19 and a half runs, probably?
yeah. It might be more because I think it's an 18-inning game.
Wait, do what?
I think we'll probably play 18 because it's a scrimmage.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. You're looking at 35.
You ever been to that stadium?
Yeah, I played there. I think freshman summer.
Okay. Did y'all play there last fall?
No, they played there the year before I got up here. So 23, the 23 team played there against Memphis, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I think I remember that. Hey, what y'all ought to do? Y'all ought to bring the trophy. Show it out to West Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, get your hands on that.
Give me your favorite to least favorite Tennessee uniforms.
Least favorite's the grays. Honestly, I really don't like the pants.
Our intern didn't like that, so just letting you know.
I mean, I actually no. My least favorite's the pinstripes to wear. I like the way they look, but I don't like the way they fit. If that makes sense. The pants are super loose. Um, I think what makes the uniforms really is the pants. So like the best pants we have are the cream pants, and then the pants we wore with the black jerseys. So either the gray or the white bottoms, the light gray. So I like the black. I'd say black's number one. Gotta have blacks as number one, and then probably last is pinstripes. Everything else is pretty close, I'd say.
Yeah, I will say it's different though. Like after the black helmets came in, the blacks look clean.
Yeah. Every time I look at the old like pictures with the orange helmets, I'm like, it doesn't look right. And then now that we have the black helmets, it looks awesome. But it's the same way with the football jerseys from 2 seasons ago where they had the black, all black, and then they had the white helmets. It's the same type of thing. Where now that we have, all black, I think it looks better.
With the black, do y'all wear white and gray pants?
Yeah, so depending on if we're the home or the away team. So game 2 when we played A&M, we wore gray pants because we were the away team. And then game 3 we wore white pants because we were the home team.
Nice. So white or gray, which one would you lean towards?
I like the gray better. I think the gray looks I don't know. I think I don't really have a preference on the way they look, but like I was saying, I think the gray pants fit a lot better and they're nicer. So I like wearing those better. But obviously, I mean, doesn't really matter because the jersey is the main point of the uniform. But
I remember last year we were watching a game and forgot who y'all were playing, but you got up there and got a knock. You got a double, and you got on second and hit a little one of these. Oh, that was good stuff. You busted a move.
I tried to be unique with it. A lot of guys I mean, the 22 team, they all had that team celebration. And then even in 23, they kind of had a little bit of a team celebration, but we kind of talked about like making it our own and like everyone having their own this past year. And but yeah, so I tried to get a little creative with mine. But I thought it was pretty good.
So
Did you ever hear about the 22 celebration, the Gilbert one?
Not real. I mean, I don't even think there's really even anything behind it. I think he just did it one time and just kind of stuck.
Yeah, that's what I'd say on camera too.
What would you if you're gonna this season if you're gonna hit a double and hit that, what would you coin that one? What's the name of that?
I don't even know. I have no idea. I mean, might have to break out another one this next year, keep it original. But yeah, I don't even know what I'd call it. I don't even have any ideas. But yeah. What would you call it?
Something with a high in it. Um, Man, I'd have to think on that. But hey, I'll name it if you need me to.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll definitely get back. I'll get back with you on that.
Yeah.
We got one question. Our intern he wanted to ask a question.
All right.
He's coming to sit down.
Hey, what's up, Hunter?
What's up?
So, actually, fun fact, my brother is dating Keelan Waldron. So I don't know if you're close to JT. I know Houston was, but yeah. So he's up there. He says he sees you at church some. So yeah, over in Nashville. So my question is, what moment or like play in college made you be like, man, I really do belong here. I'm really good and I can compete with the best of the best.
Um, so in our Fall World Series, I had a few hits off of Snead and Beam. Those bats were probably the best like swings I had all fall and all year. But I guess that. But also this spring, right before the season, we play this thing called the uh, we call it the Pizza Series because the winning team gets pizza. Um, it's basically like the Fall World Series, but we do it right before the season. And I think it was a 1-2 count. Drew Beam threw me a low and away changeup, and I took him backside onto the porch. And that was probably like my best. I would say that's probably the moment that yeah.
Did you flip the bat on top of the dugout or?
No, I don't even know if I did hit a little. I hit a little something, but it was like one of those where you're like watching, you're like, is that gonna go? Is that gonna go? And it finally went. And I was like, but yeah.
Are you a big bat flipper?
I no, I mean, if the time is right, I 100% will. But I've got to kind of save it for the opportune time. I only really bat flipped ever once in high school. Um, but yeah, other than that, I mean, not really. Now, if it's a big game, 100% I'm going to bat flip, 100%. But yeah,
Backside off Drew Beam.
Going outside changeup.
yeah, backside's kind of my thing. Like I talked about earlier, at the futures games, like almost probably I'd say 75% of my hits are backside. So, um, but yeah,
It's a mature approach.
yeah, that is my approach. Work on it in BP all the time. If I'm hitting balls on the right side of the cage or right side of the field in BP, I'm not doing it right. My approach.
What's also super cool is like you got the best of both worlds. You're a lefty, and then you throw righty. Like, perfect.
Opens a lot of doors to get on the field.
Hey, maybe in a couple years you might see Rudy as one of your coaches. Maybe.
There you go.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah. So, like, what would you want to do after college? I know it's early, but like, you gonna want to dip into coaching or?
I thought about it. My dream is actually to own a cattle ranch with my best friend from growing up. So, we're both agriculture majors. He's more of the finance side because he's good with math and he's a little smarter than I am. But so I'm a agriculture leadership management major. So yeah, that's the dream. We've talked about it for 3 or 4 years. We've already got some land in Picture Farm right here.
Shout out Picture Farm.
Um, hit up Brent and Emily for the hats custom made, but yeah, that's been the dream for a few years now. Owning a cattle ranch together. So yeah.
This is this is This is all, of course, if you're not in the big leagues.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool though. Cattle ranch, man. That'd be cool. Give me your. I'm not really familiar with Knoxville, but give me your top 3 places you like to eat in Knoxville, or I guess around in campus.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say like Chick-fil-A or Dos Bros or anything like that, but I'll try to go like the Knoxville only type places. Number one would probably be Stock and Barrel. It's in Market Square. It's a burger joint. It is elite. They have elite burgers. They've got literally anything you can think of burger wise. Um, but yeah, that's probably a Knoxville staple. Um, and then for not for food, but I love going to Cruise Farms. It's an ice cream place down there downtown. They've got like it's ice cream and they got a bunch of dairy stuff, local farm. The ice cream is unreal. Yeah, there. Um, so yeah, Stock and Barrel, Cruise Farm, and I don't even know. I mean, Dos Bros is like the team staple. Everybody eats at Dos Bros here. That's like the place to go. Um, but I would say actually breakfast place called Gourmet Market. That's also a team staple. That's where we go eat our team breakfasts in the spring. Great breakfast. It's like a diner style place, and so like I'll get the hash brown casserole and bacon and stuff like that. But yeah, those 3. Uh, Gourmet Market, it's legit.
Awesome.
Not a Gus's guy?
What'd you say?
You not a Gus's guy?
Yeah, I like Gus's. I like Gus's, especially when nothing else is open. It always hits the spot. It's like cookout at 3 a.m. You know.
That one right there stays crazy.
Cookout at 3 a.m. Been there. When all right, we talked about some team goals and like how the Vols go about themselves and the culture, but we want to know what are some individual goals from Mr. Hunter this year.
Right now, it's going to sound cliche, but getting better every day at defense specifically, mastering the positions that I talked about earlier, corner, outfield, and first. Because like I said, I never was an outfielder growing up and never played first growing up, and so they're still fairly new to me. So yeah, just mastering those positions. Obviously continuing to hit and stick to my approach, stuff like that. But yeah, I would say focusing on mastering my defense and being able to play wherever they need me on the field, so I can get in the box. That's really the main goal right now. No real stat goals or anything yet, but
Yeah, you don't want to bat like 350, 20 jacks. All right, I'm gonna give my prediction of your stat line, if that's all right with you.
yeah.
All right. This is just a guess. I'm gonna say Hunter High hits. I'm gonna say Hunter High hits, and if this hits, this would be crazy. I'm gonna say Hunter High hits 290 with 8 jacks.
That'd be a very solid year. I'll definitely take that. How many RBIs? That's the real question. How many RBIs?
I'm gonna say big RBIs guy. Let's see. I'll give you 45 RBIs.
Yeah, that'd be very solid. Very solid.
Imagine if that hits, that'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Give me your Hunter High prediction.
Obviously, it'll depend on where in the order or whatever, but
Right.
I'm gonna say probably Triple Crown of the SEC, and be the other Tennessee player that doesn't get SEC Player of the Year.
There you go. I'm actually leaning towards that now. Has Houston? What do you know? Just some general stuff about the podcast. Has he ever talked about it? I know you said you seen some clips of him on. Has he mentioned it to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know anything too crazy. I mean, I've been following y'all for a while here. Ever since I think his interview last year. Watched that whole thing. Big fan. So I really appreciate y'all having me on. It was awesome.
Dude, means a lot for real. That's awesome. Hunter, like we said, we appreciate you. Thanks for sitting down with us. Means a lot to us, really.
Yep. Hey, and
Absolutely.
good luck this spring. Good luck the rest of the fall. And go Vols, baby.
Yes, sir. Go Vols.
Go Vols, man. Good luck, brother. We'll catch you later. Maybe we can do it again.
See you,
Who
man.
knows?